Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 2 of the 1993 National League Championship Series as played on Replay Baseball. I think almost, if not almost, pretty much every game of this uh, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball on Replay Baseball has been recorded and uploaded. So I believe this is the first time I'm actually doing a live stream of this series or this game for a while. I don't know if I've done it live on a Replay Baseball in quite some time, so getting a little adjusted to that. But the plan is, since I have Saturday free, it's rainy and nasty outside, so I can't do any work outside. So the plan is to get both games in today, both 1993 series in. I'm going to do this one live, and then after this is over, I will record for upload the Giants. I'm sorry, the White Sox and the Blue Jays Game 2 series as well. That'll be Alex Fernandez against Dave Stewart. Starting pitchers for this Game 2, Tommy Green for the Phillies, 16-4 with a 3.42 ERA. John Burkett for the Giants, 22-7 and a 3.65 ERA. Hello, Brian B. How are you? All right. So we are just about ready to go. I would normally play this with the Replay PC as a tool, but I can't do that because I've got to have my laptop open to be able to see the chat and all that stuff and see what I'm putting out there to make sure everything's showing up on camera and whatnot. So this one's going to be purely manual, and I will just update or input the game results into the PC once this game is over. So how do I get out of this? Let's see here. Okay. Looks like everything is on camera about as good as it's going to get. So that's what we're going to do. Replay baseball. And again, Giants and Phillies. Giants won game 1 behind the great pitching of Bill Swift. They're looking to steal 2 here in Philly and really put the Phillies in a hole. It is a best of 7, so even if the Phillies lose game 2, they're not totally out of it. It's just going to be way behind the 8 ball. So leading things off for the Giants will be Darren Lewis, center fielder. We get a 3.65, and immediately on the very first play, that 3.6 is the left-right split, but we got a righty against a righty, so that's just going to be a line out to short. I'll circle that one as a lefty-righty split that came up. So there is one away very quickly. That'll bring up Robbie Thompson, second baseman. He might. Right now, Jeff Reed is going to catch this game, but Manwaring certainly could be a pinch hitter, especially if the Phillies bring a lefty reliever. All right, here is Thompson. 6.5, and that's a 36, which is a strikeout in column 6 for out number 2. The only way 36 is not a strikeout is if the pitcher is a ground ball pitcher. It would force everything to column 4. Then the 36 would move over here. But without that, 36 is a guaranteed strikeout. So 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to bring up Will the Thrill Clark. 3-4, that's the rare play chance. 3-4 is a 57, which is a rare play opportunity. So I do have my rare play book handy at the ready just in case we get a rare play. And we don't. It's a 6 even number. So instead of a rare play, it's a comebacker to the mound. Will Clark's speed is a 3. So Tommy Green will field this one and try to throw out Will Clark. The way he throws out Will Clark is have to roll higher than the speed. So the speed is a 3. So we need a 4, 5, or 6 if you're Philadelphia. He's going to be out. 1, 2, or 3, Will Clark will be safe. It's a 5. So they threw Will Clark out. And that's going to be an easy 1, 2, 3 inning for the Phillies. And Tommy Green starting out much better than Kurt Schilling did in his outing in game 1. And that'll bring up John Burkett to the mound. He will get the call in game 2 for the Giants. Lenny Dykstra Nails will lead things off for the Phillies. See if they can get their offense going. They were stymied pretty much by Bill Swift the whole game, so they're looking to turn that around here against Burkett, but Burkett is a tough pitcher. Dykstra, 2-1. That's a 43. 2-4 is a 3, total of 47 in column 2. And that's simply a ground ball to short for out number 1. The things up here talking about injuries or whatnot. Let's see, the little one up there, I think, talks about his injuries, the most injuries they can have. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything else on there. Just mainly just talks about max number of games he could be injured, because he did have 637 at bats, so you're not going to injure him for a long time if you were playing injuries. So that's what that 1 represents. So here's Mickey Morandini. 3-1 is a 31. 3-6 is a 5. That might get him some hay here. That's a total of 36 in column 3. That's a double to left field. So because we hit that 5 there, John Burkett gives up his share of base hits. So that's a double for Mickey Morandini. And the Phillies might have something cooking with 1 out. And John, I am not a crook, steps to the plate. Crook, 2-2. That's that dreaded 2-2 where you get a base hit almost every time, and that's no exception. That's an 11. 2-3 is a 3, so a total of 14 in column 2. And that's a single. Runner advances 1 base with 2 outs. Runner on second scores, but they're not 2 outs, so the runner on second will merely get the 1 base. But now runners are at the corners for Dave Hollins. And they've got Burkett on the ropes here in the first. But a double play will get him out of the inning. Infield is now halfway for that double play. They're not going to play in. They're going to play back for the double play. Hollins has 4 good chances for double plays on ground balls. 2, 4, 2, and a 1. All those are low numbers. Would be double play grounders if we hit those results. But we get a column 3. 3-1 is a 31. We're at that 3-6 again, which is a 36. Exact same roll we had a couple of plays ago. And again, a 36 is a double. So Dave Hollins will double as they hit that column 3 in Burkett's card. 36, runner advances 2 bases, but you could check the third base coach for extra advancement. John Kruk. John Kruk runs at a 3. The left fielder arm is Barry Bonds, and his arm is a 4. So that's going to be a -1 on the third base coach. So we go to the third base coach and look at the -1 section on the third base coach right here. -1 is going to be in here. So there's a bunch of holds, a couple of outs, and a couple times he would score. But there's only 2 chances out of 6 that he would be out. The worst he could do probably is hold. So they're going to go ahead and send him. And that's a 10. And a 10 means he has to hold. So he's not out. He just has to hold. So runners are at second and third now on the RBI double. Infield will go. Actually, the infield will come in for the Darren Dalton at bat, try to choke the runoff. But runners are at second and third with only 1 out for Dutch Dalton. But the infield is in to try to choke off that run. 6-2 chance for a base hit or maybe more. And a 6-6 is a 4 here. Boy, he's just getting some bad rolls. The blue dye has been high numbers the whole time, which has really been killing him. So on this 4 here, that's a 9. That would be a 13, which would be a home run. But on Veterans Stadium, we come up here to the very top line for a check of the ballpark. And this could drop all the way down to a 7 if we rolled a 1. A 1 or a 2 would drop this to a 7. And that's the only way to stop a home run. Anything 3 or higher, we got a home run. That's a 6. It's definitely gone. That changes to an 11. That's a 4. It's a 15. That's a 3-run home run for Dutch Dalton. And you could argue maybe they should have intentionally walked him to set up a double play. But you did have good hitters in Eisenreich, who hits a lot better than Dalton does, actually, coming up behind him. But, boy, Burkett is getting clobbered here in the first inning. It's 4-0 Phils. And they're looking to make sure they send this thing back to San Francisco all tied up. Could be a bullpen game for the Giants. There's an off day for travels, theoretically, so they got 6 pitchers. They're all available to be used and not have to worry about fatigue. Hello, Tiscuni. How are you doing? Bases are empty now, so the infield's back. Here's Eisenreich. 1-3 is a 3. 1-5 is a 3. Total of 6. That is a strikeout for out number 2. But damage is already done. It's 4-0 Phils here in the first. Capped off by the 3-run homer from Dalton. Here's Thompson, 4-4. That is a 16. 4-2 is the second baseman, Robbie Thompson. His rating defensively is a 1, so that's a total of 17. With the infield back, that's just a routine ground ball to end the inning. But for the Phillies, 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors and none left. So at the end of 1 here at the Vet, it is the Phillies 4 and the Giants nothing. And the Giants have their work cut out for them against a very tough Tommy Green. Green been given a 4-run lead to work with. And he'll be facing Matt Williams. Start things off for the Giants. But there are 8 innings to go, so anything can happen. 6-4, and that's a split chance against a right-hander. That's going to be a 59. A left-hander would have been an 11, which probably would have been a home run. But a 59 is going to be at least a single, maybe a double. Let's see, 6-3 is a 1, so that's a total of 60. 60 is going to be a single to left field. So it is a base hit. Good thing he had a 1 there. If he had a higher number, that would have gone to 61 or higher, which would have been a double. But instead, it's merely a single. Leadoff single for Matt Williams. And now the infield is halfway. So Matt Williams, a leadoff single. Hello, Kenyon. How you doing? Hello, Robert. How are you? You missed the early fireworks. 3-run homer from Darren Dalton in the first. And the Phillies lead at 4-0. They're knocking around John Burkett. Maybe you should go back to bowling. I understand he had several 300 games bowling. He was a pretty good bowler. So here's Barry Bonds. 4-6. The infield is halfway. 4-6 is a 19. 4-5 is the shortstop. That is Stocker. Stocker is a rating defensively of 2. So we add the 2 to the 19. We get a 21 with the infield back. I'm sorry, the infield halfway. A 21 is a single off the glove. Runners advance 1 base. Had a runner bail in second, he would have scored. But instead, it's runners at first and second. And now here come the Giants. Nobody out. Runners at first and second for me and Willie McGee. Although McGee did hit into a couple double plays, or at least one double play in game 1. So they're hoping for the double play. McGee, 1-4 is a 35. 1-1 is a 1. Total of 36 in column 1. And with the infield halfway, second to first double play. Other runners advance. So there you go, right on cue. It is a 4-6-3 double play. And Willie McGee has done it again with the double plays. He may find himself on the bench if he keeps that up. So 4-6-3, definitely a rally killer. 2 quick outs now. Williams does take third, but that's almost a consolation prize. And that'll bring up Royce Clayton, the Rice-A-Roni treat. 3-3, and that's a 14. 3-4 is a 2, total of 16 in column 3. That's a triple into the corner for a RBI triple for Royce Clayton. And now, boy, how big was that double play? Royce Clayton, an RBI triple. He would have stayed there at third base. So had we had the blue die been a 1 and made that a 1, then we would have combined that with the 14. It would have been a 15. It would have been a line out. But since we got into the 2s and the 3s, that turns into a triple. So an RBI triple, Matt Williams will score. Cuts the lead to 4-1 for catcher Jeff Reed. First base is open with Burkett available, but they're going to go ahead and pitch to Reed. 4-2, and that is a 5. 4-2 there is second baseman. That is Morandini. Morandini's defense is a number 2. So we add the 5 to the 2, get a 7, and that's a routine ground out to end the inning. So for the Giants, they get a run. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. It is Phillies 4, Giants 1. And now John Burkett has to come back and regroup after getting clobbered in the first inning by the Phils. Touched up for 2 doubles, a single, and a 3-run homer. So Burkett has to really bear down, try to keep his team in the game. Hello, Beatles. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Here's Milt Thompson. And if you hold on a second, Beatles, I got one for you. I just have to get this play out of the way, or get it started I should say. Actually, I'll do it now before I start, Beatles. Right now, I'm 59, Beatles, but will you still need me when I'm 64? That counts. Actually, I'm 58. I cheated myself out of 1 year. All right, 5-5. 5-5 is a 20. 5-1 is a 1. That's a total of 21, which is a walk, but he's got the raised number of 5 because he has incredible control. So we're going to roll a D6. If we get 5 or less, it turns to a 2-ball count. And we do. So the walk will be wiped away with a 2-ball count because he has impeccable control. And now we'll re-roll. 4-6 is a 2. 4-5 is a shortstop, and that's an easy play for Royce Clayton. And there's one away. So Thompson is out of there, and that'll bring up the... I'm sorry, that should have been not been Thompson. It should have been Stocker, shouldn't it? I messed that up, but it was the same result because it was a ground ball either way on Stocker's card. It would have been the same. So it ends up being the same. I do believe. Let me double check that. Stocker with a 10. Yeah, it still would have been a walk. So either way, it would have worked out the same. So here's Tommy Green. Got his own pitcher hitting card. He hit 222 with 2 homers. 6'4", and he might club one right here. 6'4" is a split chance, gives him a 59. 6'3" here is a 2. It's a total of 61, and that's a double. Double into the corner for Tommy Green. Who needs the DH when you got pitchers hitting doubles all over the place? So a double by Tommy Green. And here is Mr. Dykstra. 4-2, and that's a 2. 4-5 is the shortstop, and that's Clayton. Clayton's defense is a 2, total of 4. With the infield back and a ground ball of 4, runner on second holds on grounder to short and third, so the runner, Green, has to hold at... Actually, he should be at second base, not at first base. My bad. So Green had to hold at second with the ball hit to the shortstop. So with 2 down, that brings up Mickey Morandini. Oh, 6-6, very Apple-like. 6-6 is an 8. 6-5 is a 3. Total of 11. That's a chance for a home run. Actually, a chance for a single, most likely. But if we roll a 1, then it's going to turn to a home run. Anything else will be a single. That's a 1. So Mickey Morandini goes deep. Little Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. And he did it. He did it. A 2-run homer. He did have 3 home runs on the year. But on the chart, when you roll an 11, which is what we had, 8 plus the 3, there is a little chart there for home runs. And I'll show it for those that are not familiar with it. I will show it right here. When you get an 11, you got a 1 through 6 roll. If you roll a... Actually, no. I did that backwards, didn't I? My bad. That's not a home run. My bad. My bad. I went backwards. My fault. Never mind. Reboot. Reboot. It's a single because you had to have a 6 for a home run, not a 1. I was thinking of the 12 up here for a single. But when you roll an 11, if you roll a 6, it's a home run. Anything else is a single. So I got that backwards. My bad. Like I said, I'm not used to doing a live stream on Replay Baseball. I'm usually doing much more other stuff. So anyway, runners advance 1 base on the hit. So I wanted to get it right. That's the main thing. Hello, Doug. How you doing? So the single, and that's going to put runners. That's going to put runners at first and third because I'm sorry, with 2 outs, the runner will score. It does say that. Let me bring it back. It does say runners advance, and this block here includes all this 7 through 11. Runners advance 1 base. Runner on second may try to score, and defense may try for a runner out at home. Let's see here. But it says here, if with 2 outs, runners advance 2 bases. So he's going to get the 2 bases. So it is going to be an RBI single for Mickey Morandini, and troubles continue. Troubles continue for Mr. Burkett. He's now giving up 5 runs. He's going to be close to his B grades if he's not careful, so got to keep an eye on that. Bullpen is starting to stir down there. Burkett does lead off the next inning. So here's Kruk, 3-5, and that's the ballpark card. 3-2 means we're going to add 2 to whatever we get here. We go to this bottom row here in column 3, re-roll the D6. Right now it's a 3, but that can change. It's a 5, so that actually is going to bump this up to a 5. And we had a 2 already, so that's a total of 7. And 7 in column 3 is a single to left field. So single to left because of the ballpark. Morandini will stop at second base with the ball hit to left field. There's no extra base for 2 outs that's listed in the book, so I'm not going to read into it. And here's Dave Hollins. If he doesn't get Hollins, he's gone. This is Burkett's last chance. 4-2, and that's an 18. 4-4 is the shortstop Clayton. Clayton's defense is a 2. So we got an 18. That's a total of 20 with the infield back, and that's the umpire chart. So we go to the umpire chart on the 20. When you get a 20 and a 21, you roll 1d6. On the 20, if you get a 1 or a 6, he's safe. On 21, a 1 or a 6, he's out. So the odds are better that he's going to be out here on this 20 roll. So since we got a 20, 1 or 6, he's going to be safe, and the bases will be loaded. Anything else, he's out. It's a 1. The bases are loaded. Boy, the dice are just working for the Phillies right now, and that's all for John Burkett. They're going to have to take him out of the game. He just does not have it, and he gave up a 3-run homer to Dalton last time. They're not going to let him face Dalton again. So that's it for Burkett. There will be a double switch, much to the chagrin of RJL, because the pitcher spot leads off next inning. So unless they just want to use a guy to get 1 out. They could actually, you know what they're going to do? They're not going to double switch because it's a lefty coming on to face Dalton, and lefties are pretty much 1-inning pitchers, or they're not going to, be extensive. So they will go to Kevin Rogers to try to get, or do they double switch? You know what? Got to think about this. Actually, boy, who do they want to go to here? Yeah, right. We'll go to Rogers. And I don't know if they want to double switch or not. You know what? They're going to double switch. They're ticked off that McGee hit into a double play, so they're going to take out McGee, and that's going to be the pitcher spot. And coming into play right field, they will bring on Dave Martinez. So Dave Martinez, the same Dave Martinez that manages the Nationals, will be on this double switch. Double switch. So Dave Martinez, and there he is. Dave Martinez will be your new right fielder, and he will bat 9th, which means he will lead off the next inning. And coming out of the game is Willie McGee. All right, so Kevin Rogers, the lefty, going to be on to face Darren Dalton with the bases loaded and 2 outs and a run already in, but more to come possibly. All right. 6-1 is a 16. 6-1 is a 1, total of 17. It is a deep fly to left to end the inning, and that ends up working out for the Giants. But the Phils do pick up a run and take a 5-1 lead. They do leave the bases loaded, so you wonder if that might come back to bite them later in the game. It's possible. You never know. Right now, 2 innings are in the books, and Tommy Green's got a 5-1 lead to work with. For the Phillies in that inning, despite my messy score sheet, they had 4 hits, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors, and they left them loaded. So now we go to the top of the 3rd, and like I said, it'll be Dave Martinez, who's the new number 9 hitter in right field. And McGee is out of there, so the pitcher spot is in number 5, or number 6 slot, I should say. So I had to update my score book for that. Now Tabby Don't even think about it, Tabby. You stay down there. All right. Tommy Green facing Dave Martinez. 3-4, and we get the rare play chance again on that 57. It's odd, but it's a 1, which means we're going to the ballpark, pop out, or foul into the stands. So 1-4 in Veterans Stadium is a foul out. 5 or 6 is going to find the stands, and Martinez will get to swing again. But it's a 4, so it's going to be a foul out. Now I got to figure out, trying to remember on here who makes the catch. Not that it matters. It's really irrelevant, I think. There's an official thing in here somewhere that talks about that, so let me find it real quick. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's right here in foul territory. Each card. All right, so when you do the odd even roll for rare play, if the roll is a 1, this becomes a foul fly ball. Roll dice to go to the ballpark card. If the roll was within the foul out range, it's a foul out. Let's see here. When scoring foul out putouts, roll 1 to 2 as a catcher, 3 as the first baseman, and so forth. So we're going to roll and see who makes the catch. It's a 6, so that's saying it's this foul out to the shortstop. So in this case, Kevin Stocker went into foul ground behind third base to make the catch, and there's one away. All right, let's get this out of the way. Be done with it so we can get on with the game. Slight delay, folks. Slight delay. No, I didn't say lay down. Slight delay. Hold on. Slight delay. Nobody wants to see your backside either. I think they'd rather see your face, Tabby. I'm just guessing. So if you're going to be on here, at least show your face. No. All right. It's time for you to go. All right. You had your delay. Now it's time to move on. All right. Enough of that. All right. So let's get back to the game itself. And Martinez fouls out to third. So 1 away. Make sure. I don't think, did she mess up the focus? I don't know if she did or not. Let's see if we can get it a little bit better than what it was. I think it's okay now. All right, here's Darren Lewis. 3-5, and that's a 30. 3-2 is a 1, total of 31, and that's going to be a line out to left field. Hauled in out there by Milt Thompson for out number 2. So Tommy Green rolling right along. Unlike his compadre Kurt Schilling in game 1 who got rocked. So here's Thompson. 1-5 is a 5. 1-4 is a 1. Total 6. That's a strikeout to end the inning. So 3 up and 3 down go the Giants. So this could be a very uneventful game as far as drama goes. That's for sure. Kevin Rogers back out there. He had 64 relief appearances with 81 innings, so he can go more than 1 inning for sure. Here's Eisenreich. Now normally when the Phillies play a lefty pitcher, you would have Wes Chamberlain or Ricky Jordan or Pete Incaviglia or somebody like that. But this early in the game, they're going to go ahead and let Eisenreich hit. 2-4, and that's a 60 with a raised 4, which does not change because it's not in orange. So it stays a 4. The 3 is the center fielder, Darren Lewis. So Darren Lewis has to have a 5 range to catch this. It's the only chance he's got, and he's actually got a 4 range. So that's going to fail. That 60 with the 4 there is going to fail. So that's going to be a double. And it says, with less than 2 outs, batter stretches hit to triple if third base is open and his speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. His speed is a 3. Darren Lewis's arm is also a 3. It's not higher, so he cannot stretch it to a triple. Eisenreich will have to settle, in air quotes, with a double. So Eisenreich leads off with a double, and the Phillies just continue to hit. That'll bring up Milt Thompson. Of course, replay baseball doesn't penalize lefty-righties nearly as much as some other games do, so you can get away with it pretty much. 3-6 is the only place that's going to come into play. All right, 5-3, 4. 5-3 is a 6 with an asterisk, which means he would have to steal if he reaches. 5-4 is a 2. That's a total of 8. 8 is a base on balls. So that's a walk. But he can't steal because the runner's in front of him, so that's going to get waved off. That'll bring up Kevin Stocker, the infield now halfway. Kevin Stocker is up, followed by Tommy Green. Six-three, and that's a 36, so that's a strikeout. So Kevin Stocker is out of there, one away. That'll bring up Tommy Green, the pitcher. He doubled his first time up. He's not bunting. He's swinging away. 5-2 is a 32, and that's a strikeout in column 5. Just like 36s are in column 6, 32s are strikeouts in column 5. Doesn't matter what the pitcher has, it's a strikeout. And now with 2 down, the infield back to normal for Dykstra. 4-6-4. 4-6 is a 16. 4-4 is the shortstop Clayton, who is, I believe, a 2. Yes, he is. That's a total of 18. And with the infield back, that's just a routine ground out. Short to first to end the inning. So the Phils finally come away empty-handed. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. So after 3 complete, it's the Phillies 5 and the Giants 1. Rogers will stay in there and pitch some more because they got a couple lefties coming up. Morandini and Kruk, so they want to let him face those guys as well. So top of the 4th we go. Tommy Green back out. Will be facing Will the Thrill. Three-six. That's a left-right split. That's a base hit. So that time it works for a base hit. It's come up. That's the second time it's come up in the game. The first time a righty was there and he lined to short. This time the 3-6 result is a base hit for Will Clark. So Will Clark gets a leadoff single. And that will send up Matt Williams. 6-5, that's a 16. 6-5 here is a 3, total of 19. Deep fly to right for out number 1. So 1 down for Barry Bonds. 3-2, and that's an 11. 3-6 is a 3, total of 14. 14 is a line out to third base for out number 2. So 2 down. And that will send up Royce Clayton. 6-6, very Apple-like. That's an 8. 6-3 is a 1, total of 9. That's going to be a single. And let's see. I think with being down by so many runs, they're not going to risk sending any runners. They're just going to go ahead and go station to station because the book does not give them an automatic extra base. So runners are at first and second. Actually, you know what? I messed up again. Boy, I'm just messing all up here on this live stream, aren't I? This is the pitcher spot coming up. So on that double switch, I don't have a pitcher hitting card in its place, and I should have had a placeholder there, and I did not because Royce Clayton's actually on deck. This is the pitcher spot, so Kevin Rogers will be called back, and we need a pinch hitter. So don't want to mess up like that. So for the Giants, they're going to use Todd Benzinger as a pinch hitter because we are at the 5th spot. Right behind Bonds is the pitcher spot. So we're going to have Benzinger. So Benzinger is your pinch hitter for the pitcher. And he will do a reboot with 2 outs and a runner at first. We're going to re-roll everything because I had the wrong batter in there. 1-3 is a 2. 1-4 is a 1. That's a strikeout to end the inning, and Benzinger is retired. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-1. Philly's still in charge. And the Giants will need a new pitcher. Coming up for the Phillies, you have Morandini, Kruk, and Hollins and Dalton. Still a whole bunch of lefties coming up, so they'll go to their other left-hander out of the bullpen, and that being Brian Hickerson. He is a lefty specialist because he does have the split results for lefty and righties, so he's in the game. And he was a partial. He started 15 games, so he can certainly give him enough innings to get around until he gets pinch hit for. So fatigue will not be a problem for him. Hello, Marlon. How you doing? Yeah, I usually don't make this many mistakes, Marlon, but like I said, the live streams, I'm more comfortable recording and uploading. This is kind of out of my element doing the live stream, but I figured since I'm going to record and upload Game 2 tonight of the AL 1993, I wanted to get the live stream done now. So Morandini against Hickerson. 3-2 is a 2 with an asterisk, but he has to reach to try to steal. 3-2 is a 2. 3-3 against a lefty. 3-3 is this 3 right here, because that's the 3 and the 4. So that's a 3. That's a total of 5 in column 3, and that's going to be a short fly to left field. 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring up John Kruk. 6-4, and that's a lefty-righty split. That would have been a double. That 60 would have resulted in a double, but a 16 is just going to be a fly out. 16 plus the 5, which is a 2 here, total of 18, just simply a fly to left field for out number 2. So that's another place where the left-right split did come in and get him on that one. Would have been a double versus a righty. So they're getting better at it. It's not quite as robust as I would like for certain hitters, but that's just my preference. I'm just a split person, so maybe I'm a split personality in that way. Here's Hollins, 4-5, and that's a possible, it's going to be an error check, possible error. Anytime you get an 11, it's a possible error. The 1 says we are looking, well, he's a right-handed hitter, so we're down here in the non-shaded area, and 1 and 2 means second base. So we're looking at Robbie Thompson for a potential error. Robbie Thompson's error rating is a 56. We have to roll higher than 56 in order for it to be an error. Red and white dice have to be 57 or higher. And they are not. It's 42, so he makes the play. So Hickerson, 1, 2, 3 inning, kind of calms things down a bit. And at the end of 4, it's still 5-1. Giants are still within shouting distance, but they're going to have to shout pretty loud to be heard because they're still kind of back there. Tommy Green out for inning number 5. He can face 26 batters or 7 innings, so he's nowhere near needing to be relieved. Of course, it's an off day in theory between games 2 and game 3 for travel, so all those pitchers will be rested. Another thing I did, I made a mistake in game 1, and I had Don Paul in the bullpen, but I was told and found out that he was traded to the Phillies too late to be on the postseason roster. So I've taken him off and put in the 5th starter, Ben Rivera, as a long reliever. So I have done that going forward. All right, here's Clayton. 3-5 is a 30. 3-1 is a 1, total of 31, and that's going to be a line out to left field, 1 away. So Clayton is out of there. And here is Jeff Reed. Just by chance, anybody that's watching right now, would you care to see the actual results in the chart after each at bat? Would you want me to take the time to show the chart or just read it and move forward? Because I do have the spiral bound book that's a little bit easier to show than that trifold is, that I could do between, after each at bat. I think it would take away from the flow of the game a little bit, maybe, but I don't know. Let me get this focus. I think I got it all right now. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I think it will slow you down. Probably will. I do show the results on, like if it's a weird play or rare play or something like that. Okay, so we'll go with it. Here's Jeff Reed. 4-3 is a 3. 4-5 is a shortstop, so it's a ground ball to Stocker for out number 2. And that'll bring up Dave Martinez, the right fielder. Came on that double switch. He's now batting in the number 9 position. Fouled out to third his first time up. 3-5 is a 12. 3-3 is a 2. Total of 14 in column 3. And that is a line out to third. So Dave Martinez has a propensity for hitting the ball to third base. Second time in a row he's done that. And 3 up and 3 down go the G-men. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 5-1 Phils. That 3-run homer from Dalton still the difference in the game. And speaking of Dalton, he's going to lead things off. Dalton has homered and flied to left. 1 for 2 with 3 runs batted in. Dalton 5-1 is a 5. 5-2 up here is a 1. Total of 6. And that's a walk, but he does have the raised number of 3. So roll a 1, 2, or 3, it's a 2-ball count. 4, 5, or 6, the walk stands. It's a 2, so it's a 2-ball count, no walk for Dalton. He has to try again as soon as I drop the D6. But he has to try again. Hello, Jimmy Jam. How are you doing? Hello, Dwayne. How are you? Dalton, 1-2 is a 1. 1-2 here is a 3. Total of 4. It is a strikeout. And Dalton is out of there. That'll bring up Eisenreich. And they don't want to take him out because he's got a 5 range defense, which is the best you can have, and a 62 error rating, which 66 is the best you can have. So they're not going to take him out. Same with Thompson. Not as long as they got the lead. Lefty, righty notwithstanding. 2-3 is a 50. 2-4 against a lefty is a 4. Total of 54 in column 2. It's a ground ball to second. Easy play for Robbie Thompson. 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring up Milt Thompson. 4-3 is a 1, so that's going to be a ground out. The 3 is to the second baseman, so Thompson will do it again. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Hickerson. So the bullpen for the Giants has done pretty well. It was just, for some reason, John Burkett was getting thrashed. He just did not have it. And now we go to the top of the 6th. It will be the top of the order for the Giants. Lewis, Thompson, and Clark. And whenever I see Lewis and Clark here, it kind of reminds me of the Expedition, right? Hello, DJ. How are you doing? All right, here is Lewis. 3-3 is a 14. This could be dangerous. 3-4 is a 2. Total of 16. Column 3, that's a triple to right center field. Triple for Darren Lewis. The only way to stop that would have been if the pitcher had a 1. So if we'd have gone, if the blue die had been a 1, that would have been a 1 there to add to the 14, which would have been a 15. 15 is a line out to second, but as soon as you hit 16, you get into the triples and doubles. So Darren Lewis, an leadoff triple, and now the infield's going to have to come in for the Giants. For the Phillies, rather. No, I'm sorry. Not in. They're ahead. What am I talking about? They're back. They'll give it the run to get the out. So here's Thompson. Whoa, a little Suidice action there. Try again. 6-5. That's a 36. That's a strikeout. So 1 away for Will the Thrill. 6-6, and the Thrill might be gone here. 8 is here. 6-3 is a 1 here. Total of 9, but that's the ballpark. So we go up here, and if we get a high number like a 10 or an 11, that can be a home run. See what we get for Will Clark. We get a 2, though, so it's going to drop to a 7. So this is a 7, and we had a 1. Total of 8. That's a base hit. Still going to be enough to score the run. And I used the wrong marker. My bad. That's what threw me off. I picked up a Philly marker instead of a Giant marker. I'm just making all kinds of mistakes today. But Will Clark didn't make a mistake right there. He gets an RBI single, and that will cut the lead to 5-2 with 1 out. Infield now halfway for Matt Williams. So it's a 5-2 game. You got to be careful because the Giants can sneak up on you. Williams, 5-6 is a 1J, which means if he reaches, we'll go to action chart J. But that's a 1. 5-4 is a 3. Total of 4 in column 5. And with the infield halfway, that's a ground ball to short for a fielder's choice. So 2 down on a 6-4 fielder's choice. Williams, the new runner. Clark is out, 6-4, and here comes Barry Bonds. Triple threes. This could be interesting. 3-3 is a 32. 3-3 is a 2. Total of 34. Column 3, that's a double to right field for Barry Bonds. And Matt Williams runs at a 3. The double went to right field. Arm of Eisenreich is a 3 also, so that's a net 0. Let's see, it's talking about third base coach, because it says runner advance 2 bases, but check with third base coach. So you got to send him. You don't have any choice. You can't wait around for another hit. So third base coaches are zeros. If we're at the 0 mark, like I said, does not give any extra for there be 2 outs. So we're just going to stick in the 0 column. So the only way he's out is on a 9. Everything else he's either going to score or hold. 9's the only way he's out. That's a 6. So he will get the extra base and score it. So there you go. Base hit. RBI double for Barry Bonds. Going to score Matt Williams. 2 runs are in. It is now 5-3, and things are getting a little interesting. And now we're at the pitcher spot. So Hickerson has to leave for a pinch hitter. I'm not going to mess that one up this time and forget about the pinch hitting spot that we're in, because Bonds just hit, so we're in the pitcher spot. All the lefties off the bench are gone now for the Giants, so they're going to have to use a right-hander. And they're going to use, let's see, who do they want to use here? Who do they have that's any good? Well, they're going to use Mark Carry On, My Wayward Son. And after he hits, we'll see if there'll be peace when he's done. But Mark Carry On will get the base hit, or get the call to pinch hit. And then the Giants will need a new pitcher. But Carry On it is, trying to get that RBI single. 2 runs are in, it's 5-3. Carry On is now the tying run. 3-5, and that's a 12. 3-2 is a 2, total of 14 in column 3. It's a line out to third, and that will end the inning. So Carry On fails in the pinch. And we go to the top of the 6th. It is now 5-3 Phillies. For the Giants, they got 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So the Giants need a pitcher. Coming up for the Phillies, it is going to be Stocker, Green, and Dykstra. Although they could pinch hit for Green if they think he's done, and they may do that because they got a pretty good bullpen. So we may see a pinch hitter for Tommy Green. We shall see. Right now, the Giants are going to bring in from their bullpen the guy with 1 glove, Mike Jackson. So Mike Jackson, it is. He's on. Pitched 81 games during the season, 6-6 with a save and a 3.03 ERA. So Mike Jackson, if you're nasty, and maybe he is nasty, we shall see. Stocker will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. He's been nasty. He's 0 for 2. Ground to short and struck out. Stocker, 4-5, and that's a 1. 4-1's the first baseman. Will Clark will take it to the bag himself. 1 away. Now, what do you do with Tommy Green? He has doubled. Boy, I think they're going to go ahead. They're going to go ahead and cap him at 6 innings. And turn it over to their good bullpen. Because like I said, there's a travel day, so they got plenty of guys, they have plenty of rest. So they're going to the bench for a pinch hitter. And they will go to their one lefty. Longmire's not very good. So, in fact, I don't think he even played in the NLCS. So he and Pratt, neither one I don't believe made an appearance. So we're going with Wes Chamberlain. So Chamberlain will get the call to pinch hit. And then we'll need a new pitcher. So Chamberlain it is. He will lead off against Mike Jackson. 3-2 is a 29. 3-5 is a 2, total of 31 in column 3. That's a line out to left field, 2 away. So 2 down, and that's going to flip the order over to Dykstra. Dykstra is 0 for 3, and ironically, he has grounded to short all 3 times. 2-4, and that is a 5. 2-3 is a 1. That's a total of 6. That's a strikeout, so he won't ground to short this time. He will strike out. And Mike Jackson puts down the Phillies 1-2-3 in order. We go to the 7th, and we got a decent game here, 5-3. It looked like it was going to be a blowout, but all of a sudden now things are getting a little tight. And now the Phillies will need a new pitcher. Coming up for the Giants, there'll be Clayton, Reed, and Martinez. So two of those coming up are left-handed. So they will go to David West out of the bullpen, the lefty. So West is on, and he will be facing Clayton, Reed, and Martinez. Although we could see a pinch hitter for Reed. We might see Kurt Manwaring take over. We shall see. Clayton, 3-3-6. 3-3 is a 14, but the 3-6 is a 1, total of 15 in column 3. And that's a line out to second base. Had he had anything other than a 1, if that had been a 2, it would have been a triple, just like we had earlier. But since he has the 1, and his whole column here means he takes away a lot of base hits. So that 1 nullified that 14, took away a triple or a double, and just made it simply a line out to second base. That's what those good pitchers can do in replay baseball. So West does that, and now Reed is being called back, and we're going to get Kurt Manwaring to pinch hit and take over as catcher now that the lefty is in there. So Manwaring will be the new catcher. That's going to leave Benjamin Colburn and Scarzoni on the bench for the Giants. So Manwaring is in to pinch hit with 1 out and nobody on against West. 5-1 is a 4. 5-6 is a 5 with a K. Total of 9, and that's going to be a walk. The K only comes into play if he gets an out. Turns a regular out into a strikeout. But in this case, the walk will stand. Kurt Manwaring, a 1-out walk. That's going to bring up Dave Martinez. Now, do they pinch hit from Martinez with a righty? They don't really have any guys that can play the outfield because they just used carry on last inning, so they have no other outfielders. So they're going to have to let Martinez hit here. I don't believe they have any other body that can play the outfield. They do not. So Martinez will swing away against West. 2-6, and that's a raised number here of 2. 2-4 means we are looking at the center fielder, Lenny Dykstra. Lenny Dykstra, his range is a 4. So this number needs to stay 3 or less for him to make the catch. If it goes to 4 or 5, then it'll drop in. Column 2 is right here in the middle. The only way it goes to a 4 or a 5 is if we roll a 5 or a 6 on the D6. So as long as the D6 is not a 5 or a 6, it will be caught. It's a 5, though. It's going to bump this number up to a 4, and that means it's going to drop in for a base hit. So let's check base running advancement. If outfielder's defense rate is not higher than the raised number, the ball falls for a single. Runners advance 1 base, 2 bases if their speed exceeds the outfielder's arm. Dykstra's arm is a 3. The speed of the runner at first base, Manwaring, is only a 2, so he will not get the 2 bases. It'll simply be a single, but now the Giants have something cooking, and that time Veterans Stadium cost Lenny Dykstra a chance to get that out. And now here comes Darren Lewis, and West is going to be called back. He couldn't get it done against the lefties, so they're going to make the move to the pen for a right-hander, and they're going to go to right-hander Larry Anderson to try to get out of the mess. So Larry Anderson try to induce a double play to get out of this mess. They are now halfway in the infield. So Anderson will be facing Lewis. And we got a ground ball right on cue. 4-4 is a 2. That's going to be a double play. 4-3 is a third baseman. Hollins is a 4, but even so, that's a 6. And actually, it might not be a double play because we got a 6, so we got to be careful about that. That's a 2. We got the third baseman on a 4-3, which is Hollins. And Hollins' defensive rating, and I'll show it, is a 4. So we had the 2 and the 4 for a 6, which means on a double play, we have to go to the pivot chart. So I will show that as well. Pivot chart, and that's down here. So we're looking at the pivot. When you get a 6 with the infield halfway and you get a 6 or a 7, you go to this pivot chart. Since the ball went to third, the pivot guy is Morandini at second. So we look at Morandini's, it's pivot man defensive rating. We're looking at Morandini's defense. Morandini's defense is a 2, which means he has a good chance to turn this. Because now we're looking at his defensive 2, so that means a 1 through 5 is a double play. The only way it's not a double play is a 6. If he was a bad defensive second baseman, a 1 or 2 would be a double play, and a 3 to 6 would be a fielder's choice. But since he's a 2, the only way it's not a double play is to roll a 6. That's the only thing that's going to take that away, is rolling a 6. Roll a 4, it's a double play. So that's going to end the inning. 5-4-3, round the horn. They got exactly what they wanted. Larry Anderson came in through one pitch, got the double play, and they're coming up roses on that. For the Giants, rather, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time. It is still 5-3 in favor of the Phillies. Hello, Earl. How you doing? Nice to see you. So the double play turned. Nice pivot by Morandini. Was able to turn that double play. Larry Anderson gets out of the mess. Picks up his teammate. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th. And Mike Jackson's still going to be out there. I don't think he faced that many batters. He only faced 3 batters. He had a 1, 2, 3, 6th inning, so he's still good to go to pitch. Is Mike Jackson. And he's going to be facing Morandini, Kruk, and Hollins. Bottom of the 7th, 5-3 Phils. Giants lead the series 1-0. Jackson 1-4 is a 35, 1-5 is a 1, total of 36. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Matt Williams will make the play. 1 away. Morandini retired for John Kruk. Kruk is your batter. 5-3, that's a 5. 5-1 is a 1, total of 6. That's a walk, but he's got the raised number of 2. So if he rolls a 1 or a 2, that's just a 2-ball count. 3 or higher, it's a walk. It's a 6, so the walk will now stand. So John Kruk does draw that base on balls. And the infield will now go halfway for Dave Hollins. Jackson looking to turn the double play just like the Phillies did last inning. And he might do it. That's a column 4. It's what they wanted. 4-4 is a 2. That's going to be a double play, almost guaranteed. 4-4 here is a shortstop. That's Clayton. And Clayton's defensive rating is only a 2. So you take the 2 there and the 2 there. That's a total of 4. And with the infield halfway, that's a double play without even worrying about a pivot guy. So it's going to go 6-4-3 for the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7 innings in the books. It is still 5-3. Favor the Phillies. Larry Anderson's back out. Only faced 1 batter, so he's still good to go. That might be it for Mike Jackson. We'll have to see. They might have to go to the bullpen in the 8th inning. We shall see. Robbie Thompson will lead things off for the Giants. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He's got the hat trick. So he's definitely looking to turn it around. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yes, tonight, Indians, Red Sox on Inside Pitch on RJL's channel. Boston leading the series 2-0. Is that a best of 7 or best of 5? I'm thinking the ALCS is a best of 7, isn't it? Robert, I think it's a best of 7. So either way, Indians are in trouble. They don't want to go down 3-0. So I believe it's best of 7. I'm pretty sure it is. But to lose the first 2 at home, that's kind of rough. Mets did it in '86, but that's a rare occasion. All right, here's Thompson against Anderson. 3-5-1. 3-5 is a 30. 3-1 is a 1. Total of 31, which is a line out to left field. 1 away. 1 down for Will the Thrill. So this is where the Giants need to get it done. This is the heart of their order. They need to dig into that lead. You don't want to you don't want to be down by 2 at the bottom of your order coming up. 6-3, and Will the Thrill just missed some extra base hits. 6-3 is a 16. 6-5 is a 3. Total of 19. Deep fly to right, out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. And that brings up Matt Williams. And they're setting things up for the wild thing in the 9th. 2-6, and that's a raised number. Right now it's only a 1, but the ballpark can change that here with the column 2 result. 6 here is a 3. I'm sorry, the 6 is within the column 2. 6 is actually the right fielder, and that is for the Phillies. That is Eisenreich, who's a 5. So the only way he won't catch this is if this changes to a 5. The only way that's possible is to roll a 6. So if we roll a 6, it's going to drop in. Anything else, and Eisenreich will make the catch. And Eisenreich puts it away to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down. So Larry Anderson pitches an inning and 2/3, only facing 4 batters because he introduced the double play, then pitches a 1-2-3 8th. Don't think you can ask any more out of a relief pitcher than that. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 5-3. And now, what do you do if you're the Giants? I think you need a fresh arm out there, so they're going to bring in Jeff Brantley to relieve Mike Jackson. Jackson went 2 innings, so they can't expect much more than that. So Jeff Brantley actually will be in there. Dave Burba and Rod Beck, the only 2 left in the bullpen for the Phillies. And Mitch Williams is loosening in the bullpen to come in the 9th, assuming the save situation holds up. So bottom of the 8th we go. Brantley, the new pitcher. And he'll be facing Dutch, Darren Dalton. His 3-run homer, the big difference in the game back in the first inning. Dalton, 1-4 is a 1. 1-1 is a 2. Total of 3. It's a strikeout. Anything 6 or less in column 1 is a strikeout. So Dalton is out of there. That will bring up Eisenreich. The Phillies win. The series will be tied at 1 going back to San Francisco. For game 3, it'll be Terry Mulholland for the Phillies. And for the Giants, trying to figure out who the Giants might want to use. They've got a couple of options in game 3 versus game 4. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lefty. So I'm thinking what they're going to do is use their left-handed Trevor Wilson. So Trevor Wilson will get the start against Terry Mulholland in game 3. Game 4 will be Danny Jackson against Scott Sanderson. And in game 5, we'll go back to the game 1 starters, if it goes 5 games. All right. So Eisenreich now. 3-4, and that's the rare play chance. You get that 57. Rare play chance on an odd number. Oh, a 1 would be the foul out chance. 3 or 5 is the odd chance. Even number, it's a ground out back to the pitcher. It's a 3, so we're all going to the rare playbook. So let me get the rare playbook out. First time actually going to the rare playbook in this one. Bases are empty. So we go to the bases empty section. Roll the 2d6s. Whoops, the red die didn't go through. Let's try that again. We get an 8. So we go over here. Base is empty, and 8. And for 0 to 1 outs, you use this one. For 2 outs, you use that one. Tapped in front of home plate. If roll 1 die gets catcher's defensive rating, if die is not higher, catcher quickly fields ball and fires to first to retire the batter. If die is higher, catcher's hurry throw is wide of the bag and batter is safe at first with an infield single. Not sure I would call that a rare play, but that's what they got there. So basically, we're looking at Kurt Manwaring and his defensive rating. Kurt Manwaring's defensive rating is a 5. So the only way this is a hit is if you roll a 6. and we don't. So Manwaring makes the play 2-3. Like I said, not exactly what I would call a rare play, but I guess when you have a rare play book like that, you got to put some nondescript plays in there. Here is Milt Thompson. 3-6, that's a left-right split, and he gets the advantage, a lefty against a righty. So that's going to be a base hit. That's the third time it's come in this game. Batters have gotten 2 hits out of that, and they've lined a short once. So it's worked 2 out of 3 times for the batter in that lefty-righty split. Brings up Stocker, and if Stocker gets on, we got a pinch hitter for Larry Anderson. And that's looking like Pete Incaviglia picking up a bat on the on-deck circle. So here is Stocker. 3-1 is a 31, 3-3 is a 2, total of 33. And that's going to be a line out to center field to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 9th. Last chance for the Giants. It's 5-3 Phils. And cue the music for the Wild Thing as he is coming on. And ironically, his first batter he's going to face is going to be Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds, a pinch hitter, and then Clayton. So Mitch Wild Thing Williams will be coming on. 3-7, 3.34 ERA, and 43 saves. Bonds, a pinch hitter, and the pinch hitter for the Giants is going to be, based on average of who's left, Steve Scarsoni. He's the best average left. The other 2 guys hit below 200. So Steve Scarsoni will pinch hit next after Barry Bonds. And then we got Clayton after that. So leading things off will be Barry Bonds. 5-3 Phillies. Here in the top of the 9th. Bonds to lead it off against the Wild Thing. 4-4, and that's a 17. 4-6 is the second baseman Morandini. Morandini's defensive rating is a 2. So the 2 plus the 17 makes a 19, and that's going to be a regular ground out. If we got into the 20, it would have been the umpire chart. If Morandini had been a 3-rated defender or worse, it would have gone to the umpire chart. But since he's a 2-rated defender, he makes the play. And Bonds is out. So here comes Scarsoni, the pinch hitter for the Giants against the Wild Thing. 2-3, and that's a 1. 2-3 there is a 1 there. That's a 2. That's a strikeout. W only comes into play on a 12 through 16 results. So since there were no 12 through 16 results, the W is ignored. Strikeout stands. That's out number 2. So final chance is Royce Clayton. Royce Clayton is the final chance. 4-6 is a 17. 4-4 is the shortstop, Stocker. And Stocker is a 2. So again, 2 and a 17 is a 19. He will make the play, and the game is over. Had he been a 3 or higher, that would have gone to the umpire chart again, but not this time. 1-2-3 innings for Mitch Williams. And the Phillies escape with a 5-3 victory over the Giants and even the series at a game apiece. Let's look at the totals for both teams. For the Giants, they got 3 runs. They did it on 8 hits. I don't believe there were any errors by either team. And let's check the left on base. They only left 4 on base. They didn't have a whole lot of base runners. For the Phillies, they get the 5 runs. They do it on 9 hits. And ironically, all 9 hits came in the first 3 innings. The last 5 innings, they got nothing. I'm sorry, no, they got 1 hit, so they had 10 hits. My bad. I didn't catch that hit in the 8th inning. I missed that hit in the 8th inning. So they had 5 runs and 10 hits. They did get that hit by Thompson on the left-right split in the 10th inning, or the 8th inning, rather. So 5-10-0 for the Phillies, and they left on 6. Winning pitcher was Tommy Green, loser John Burkett, and Mitch Wild Things Williams gets the save. So the series is tied at 2 in the NL 1993. Game 2 tonight in the AL will be, I'll record it and upload it. I'll probably record it as soon as I finish this game and upload it for tonight. So we have Game 2, Toronto and the White Sox. That's Alex Fernandez against Dave Stewart, where the Blue Jays lead it 1-0. And then 1975 will be tomorrow, games 2 in both of those series, with the Reds leading the Phillies 1-0, thanks to Johnny Bench and his 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. It'll be Gary Nolan for the Reds against Larry Christensen for the Phillies. And then the second game, the Yankees and the Royals. And it'll be Rudy May. It was going to be Doc Medich, but we've changed to Rudy May. Rudy May pitching for the Yankees against, I believe it's going to be Dennis Leonard for the Royals. I believe that's the matchup. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's the matchup. So that's what's planned for the next couple of days. Thank you, Sean. Well, the Reds had their trouble with the Phillies. They got bailed out by Johnny Bench. Walk-off 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth. Did it off of Gene Garber, and that saved their bacon. So Phillies even the series here a game apiece. This is a best of 7, whereas the 75 series is only best of 5. So these go a little bit longer, which is why I'm playing these first. But we shall see. White Sox and Blue Jays tonight. And don't forget tonight also on RJL's network, Boston and Cleveland Game 3 of the 2016 ALCS on Inside Pitch. And so that's going to do it from here. Enjoyed everybody spending part of their Saturday with me. Like I said, tonight sometime, actually right shortly after RJL's game, I will probably put it up as a premiere for the ALCS between the White Sox and the Blue Jays. You never know. I might get the hankering to go live again. We'll see. We'll wait and see. It's all on how I feel and how the timing goes and if I start watching college football or whatever. So we shall see how it turns out. Tabby thanks everybody for tuning in. She's sorry for the delay, a feline delay, but sometimes it's just necessary to do that to appease her. So that's going to do it from here. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.